Oh, I'm too late. I've already started streaming. Can you do it while the countdown's on? Yeah. What about Command and Conquer? I've got that game.
Is it worth it? Is it a good game?
Which Command and Conquer?
I've got Generals.
I don't know. I mean, is it a good, like, you think?
Oh, Command and Conquer is a good game.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, the Command and Conquer Generals one, you get one.
This is episode 4, right?
You get 4 discs. You get Command and Conquer's General, disc 1 and disc 2, so you get to be the good guys or the bad guys, and then you also get 0 hour good guys and bad guys, for which is an expansion pack. A buck. I love getting things for $1.
They're awesome.
Things for $1 just are awesome.
I agree.
Alright, well, I updated the stream info. Everybody thinks that it's Jackbox time when it's not.
I can restart if you want.
No. Too late.
Geeking Out with Going Nerdy episode 4. Special birthday episode. Come see if I can win Dick of the Week.
You see, no, you can't do that.
What? Why
Because
not?
people will vote for you whether it's good or bad because it's your birthday.
No, see,
Come and see me on my birthday. Don't mention Dick of the, because people will be like, "Oh, Dick of the Week. See if you can. Oh, if you can win something. Oh, that is his birthday. Let's just vote for him anyway."
Special birthday episode. Let's see. What am I talking about? Ooh. Hashtag. What's the book called? Queen's Herald Review. Hashtag Star Wars. Hashtag Going Nerdy. Hashtag TEPCON.
Hashtag.
Oh, guess what I found when I was cleaning earlier on?
Did you finally find
Spaceballs.
Jesus? Oh, you found Spaceballs. Close enough.
Yes, I need to, because I got it. I got it for $2.
If you need a Jesus.
$2. I got it for $2.50 in one of those retail shops because I thought to myself, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get some clips
I'm glad
from
no
it.
one can see this.
I'm going to make some winner and loser clips from it. Hopefully I will anyway. We'll have to wait and see. You've got Jesus too. Am I the only person that hasn't found Jesus?
We need to get you a Jesus, Nev.
No. Can I tell you what I would have? I'd have Buddy Jesus.
Oh, the Buddy Christ.
I would have a Buddy Christ. I would love to have a Buddy Christ.
I love the Buddy Christ.
I love the Buddy Christ. Buddy Christ from Dogma is just awesome.
So great. I gotta say, like, Dogma is one of my favorite movies, and it's one of the thing that I like about Dogma so much is it is like, look, it's those rigid traditions that get us in trouble.
Oh, we're under a minute.
We are.
Sorry, I'll stop talking.
We're at 45. Hello, Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Geeking Out with Going Nerdy. If it seems like we're all a bit distracted, it's probably because we are, because we're all like trying to do last-minute things. I don't
know if our mic's working.
Huh?
Is my mic working?
Yeah, the mics are working.
The mic's
Dr.
working.
Feelgood. Dr. Feelgood coming in with a sub.
Thank you, Dr. Feelgood. This one's for you.
See, that commission says we're good guys.
All right.
But I will pump up. Hang on a minute. Just give me a few bars of "God Save the Queen."
God save the Queen. God save the Queen. Or is it the Queen or Queen? God save the Queen.
Just Queen.
I think it's just Queen, right?
Yeah, God save Queen.
God save Queen.
No, it's God Save
Bohemian
the
Rhapsody.
Queen.
Change the world. It'll change your life.
So Thaddeus, how are you? Oh, hang on a minute. Before Thaddeus answers that question, everybody, happy birthday in the chat. It's Thaddeus' birthday today.
It is my birthday. I am a spry 72.
So no, really, how old are you?
72. I'm 38, I think. For the last 6 months, I thought that I was 38, and my wife corrected me. She's like, "You're not 38 because that would make me 38, and I'm not 38." I'm like,
"Oh, so it's the 17th anniversary of your 21st birthday."
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you see that's what I said. My last birthday, I was 42. I said, no, I'm not 42. It's the 21st anniversary of my 21st birthday because it just sounds better.
It does sound better, right?
Because I hate being the wrong side of 40.
I don't think I will ever be on the wrong side of 40. Not that I don't think I'll live that long, although
you'll get there.
Who knows?
You'll get there.
Who knows?
You can only say you're on the right side of 40 for 2 more years.
But here's the thing. Mentally, I don't know if I'll ever be on the wrong side of 40.
Yeah, no, neither will
I'm going to be 80 and I'll be like, freaking hippie kids. You know, I don't know.
You darn kids with your you damn whippersnappers.
Although I have already yelled at local children to get off my lawn, but I do it because I now have a lawn and
children.
And so children. like I have these kids like that. Well, I have rocks in my front yard, like a retaining wall. And so like I had these kids walking on the wall and like, I know them. I know their parents. I've talked to these kids and I came out with a rake and I was like, "Get off my lawn! Get off my lawn! Get off!" And it scared the crap out of them. And they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, "No, dude, I'm joking. I'm totally joking. I'm like, I'm so sorry." And they just looked at me like, this guy's got problems. And it was hilarious. I laughed way too hard.
All right, really quick. Thank you, Dr. Feelgood, for the extending your subscription to us on Twitch. He is currently on a 3-month streak. Also, Thaddeus, in honor of your birthday, I gotta move that. I gotta move that camera. In honor of your birthday, Thaddeus,
spankings.
And no. Anything that's donated today, ladies and gentlemen, any bits donated today will be sent to Thaddeus tomorrow or by Thursday. You will get a PayPal, Thaddeus, in the amount of bits that are sent to us today.
Awesome.
So
now I want to show you guys.
I'm not sending you a damn thing,
and I don't expect it. I expect emotional love and prayers, just because prayers, and everything. I want to show you guys what I got for my birthday. Okay, you guys ready? I showed you guys already, but I want to show the audience real quick. First off, Baby Yoda boobs. T-shirt. I've got Baby Yoda on my chesticles, right? Right. This was a gift from my wife, who loves me. And she tries. She doesn't understand the collector mentality. She's just not a collector of anything, right? She used to collect DVDs because everyone did. But she bought me the armorer.
Nice.
And instantly my daughter twisted the head around. And so the armorer is looking sideways, like ready for the attack.
Yeah, she's ready for the stormtroopers to attack.
She's ready for yeah. But my wife didn't realize that I already had it. And so this one's going to my classroom. She got me some cool headphones.
Nice.
And this is what I'm really excited. This was awesome. This is what I love about having kids, because on like special days or because they're feeling weird, they got me these presents. And so one of them wrapped me up a marker, just one, not even the whole set. She just gave me one marker, which I was like, all right, cool.
But it was the pink and the gray one, which means that it was her favorite.
And it's scented.
Little girl, pink's probably her favorite one.
Yeah, it's coconut and watermelon.
Does it taste of coconut and watermelon?
No, it does not. It tastes like ink.
But it smells like coconut and watermelon.
Yes. It smells like coconut and watermelon. It tastes like unhappiness and misery. And then she gave me a doll not wearing pants.
Where's her pants?
Well, I asked that, and I said, where are her pants? And she's like, fine, I'll go get her pants. And then she got sidetracked, and now I'm here with a half-naked doll. So, yeah, gotta love kids. Gotta love kids. So, fun times. So how it's been a week, guys. How's it been going?
Interesting. Rather well. Yeah, it's been going good.
It's been an interesting week for sure.
I've had a crap week of GAC, but apart from that, yeah, it's been great.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
Wait a second.
No!
Oh, Nev's got to go to the timeout corner for 5 minutes.
Entrapped
the
me.
Timeout corner for Nev.
All right, we'll see you at 9:42 Central Time there, Neil.
Oh,
Thaddeus, it's just our show now.
I know. I'm so glad that we finally got rid of him.
I can still hear you.
Fine. I mean,
fine.
Nev,
Neil, since you got to push buttons, get back here.
Yeah, get back here, Nev. You're the guy that does everything. No, I will.
Thaddeus.
You got me last time.
Yeah, I did get you last.
You got me last time. I will say what I was hoping for did not happen. In the game that shall not be named, I was really hoping that that company would launch Hondo on June 2nd.
For your birthday.
For my birthday. They didn't.
That's not fair. I said 3 letters and that I'd had a bad week playing the game that shall not be named and said those 3 letters. And I had to go to the naughty corner. You can't mention the game and get away with it. Okay, so sure we you know what? We need rules. We need stringent.
We'll come up with the rules later. We'll come up with
the rules later.
I
but we need stringent
I think we should let the audience come up with the rules.
Here, so yeah, audience, you guys propose some rules, but mainly the one thing I do want to make sure that we do. Earlier today, I got word that one of our very, very good friends, Force Strong One, his wife had surgery. So on behalf of the Escape Pod Castaways Content Creator Network, we wish you a speedy recovery, and let us know if you need us to distract Force Strong for a little bit because he's getting on your nerves. All right, Mrs. Force Strong? Thank you.
We can do it.
All right. So we got a jam-packed show today to get in now 80 minutes.
We can do it.
So I will be talking about Minecraft Dungeons, newly released game, and it is available. It's available on Xbox and Windows 10. It's available on a lot of platforms, actually.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm going to be talking about. Thaddeus, what you got coming up?
I'm going to be reviewing the book that came out today, Queen's Peril by E.K. Johnston.
All right, and Neil?
I will be talking about the new Netflix show that's just been put out by them called Space Force. We're all covering stuff that's literally been released within the last few days.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
yeah.
So
We are current,
you're
baby.
getting a game, you're getting a book, and you're getting some TV, and it's all nerdy, geeky stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, guys, stick around. We'll be right back with the actual version of Geeking Out with Going Nerdy right here on the Escape Pod Castaways Content Creator Network.
Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy, and I approve this message and am compensated for signups for this service.
The world's largest audiobook library is at your fingertips, and the Escape Pod Castaways wants you to try it for free. Head on over to escapepodcastaways.com and click the Going Nerdy offer button to claim a free audiobook and 2 Audible originals. Cancel anytime, and it's absolutely free to sign up. Check out Audible and support the Escape Pod Castaways, all for free. See Audible website for details. Restrictions may apply.
Are you a member of Team Paul or Team Neil? Maybe you prefer story time with the llama, or dabble in the buttery side of the force with Biscuit Weasel. Or maybe you like the Escape Pod talents from Down Under like Heinzie and Scotty. No matter who you support, you can get one of my designs from the Escape Podcast merch store. Just go to escapepodcastaways.com, click on the merch link, and it will take you to the TeePublic site where you can support me, Mrs. Anthony, also known as Critty K. Also be sure to check out the Mrs. Anthony Shirts channel on the Escape Podcast's Discord server weekly to vote for my latest shirts in the Design Derby on Woot. Links for both of these are down below. Thank you for supporting the Escape Pod cast.
And welcome back to the show. As you can see, we have changed our format. Obviously, my hetero life partner is above me, but I've got my bottom bitch, and he's right there. Look, hey, I've got to enjoy it while it lasts, because as soon as we go back to talking Mando or talking anything on his channel, I'm going to just be back being his bottom bitch. So, you know,
oh, yeah.
You got to let me enjoy it while it lasts, Thaddeus.
You will.
So, Paul is going to go first. Paul, do you want me to bring up your slides?
Yes, go ahead and bring up your slides and bring up my slides. My slides. And
Paul's
this
slides
week, as I mentioned, I wanted to talk about the game Minecraft Dungeons. It's from Mojang, who was acquired by Microsoft. And they're putting out a dungeon crawler, kind of like Diablo, of Minecraft, and it is amazingly pretty much Minecraft cross Diablo.
Yeah.
There are it's a fairly simple kind of game. It has only 3 slots: a melee slot, a armor slot, and a ranged slot. And then it has 3 other slots where you put in assisting items. I don't know if any of our slides actually have the inventory screen on them or not, because Neil grabbed all the images. But everything's pretty much made easily for a standard controller. Now, that being said, the leveling system is very, very interesting. It's pretty simple. Things on the enchantments that go on items are completely random. And I've been playing this game with Flair of Gaming Embers exclusively. I haven't been playing without him. I've been playing this game exclusively with him. And we're at about level 21, 22 ourselves. Now, Thaddeus, you started playing. Have you blazed past us?
No. So you're right. I started playing. And I just want to talk about my experience here for a moment. What level were you guys when I started? Like,
I
were you in your
think we
20s?
were 12.
Okay. Okay.
Wait, no. That was the first time that we played.
Yeah.
I think he was 5 and I was 6.
Okay. Okay. So I was level 1.
Right.
And so like they were like, all right, we're gonna go through and we're gonna play and we're gonna bring Thaddeus in, and I was like, all right. And so they had all of their stuff planned out. And they were like, we're gonna go over here and we're gonna go do this. And I was like, screw that. And I just ran, I pulled a Leroy Jenkins and just pulled everyone. It was awesome. And then they had to come save me like half a dozen times. It was a ton of fun. I absolutely loved it. It very much felt like a cross between Minecraft, which I suck at, and Diablo.
Wait. You suck at Minecraft, a game
Terrible
where
at it.
even in creative mode, you suck at it.
I'm not creative. I've said this many. This is why I'm not an asshole.
Creative writing.
No, see, creative writing is different. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. But putting it together and building it and like the mechanics of it, creative writing, you don't need mechanics. Well, that's not a good sound. Anyways, creative writing, you don't need mechanics. But you like, I'm the kind of guy when it comes to Legos, I want to glue them together once I'm done. I built it.
You can do that. You can
not with my family. You can't. They're not okay with that at all.
In Minecraft, you're not allowed to have your own spot. They have to blow it up.
Yes, they would.
Well, you'll have to come and play in Flair's server then, won't you? They can't blow that up.
I might. I just like, I don't know. Like, I've played Space Engineers. Have you guys played this? It's like, it feels like Minecraft, but in space. Maybe like, and it's not the 8-bit kind of thing, but I have a friend that he's like, oh, I'll buy you the game. And I was like, sweet. So he bought me this like $40 game. I'm like, sweet, I love it. Let's play. And so he brings me in and I'm like, how do I pull out a gun? And he tells me how to pull it, and I shoot him. And every time we play, I'm like, he's trying to show me these really cool things that he's built, and I go through and I kill him. And then he's like, I've built this. And then I'll go through and I'll take it down and destroy it. And he's like, I hate you. And I'm like, I know, but if I didn't do this, you wouldn't want to be playing with me in the first place. And so I'll go through and like destroy things, and then he'll try to shoot me. It's awesome. It's a ton of fun. But I don't build, I destroy. Also in Fortnite, this is why I suck at Fortnite. I'm not terrible at first-person shooters. I'm terrible at building, right? You guys have played with me on Fortnite. I don't build anything. I shoot stuff or get shot by stuff.
We shoot stuff too. We shoot stuff in our Fortnite games. In fact, we suck at building.
Yeah,
but
right.
But to get back on the topic of Minecraft Dungeons, though, yeah, you did join that first night. We've kind of went on. We're pretty far on the map now.
Yeah.
We're in fact about to hit the end level, I think. That is had to leave on me. I see how it is. Well, you know, there you go, Neil. That's for him mentioning that game that shall not be named.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it is for if you have Game Pass for either the computer or the Xbox, you can get this game absolutely free, which is amazing. If you have Game Pass Ultimate, you can get it on both the Xbox and Windows 10 for free. And I've been playing the Windows 10 version with Flair, and I've been playing the Xbox version by myself, and taking my time.
So how many people can play in what is it, Team Combo? Is that?
I think it's 4. I think it's 4, but we've only gotten up to 3 so far.
So, Gaming Ember says it's 4. So, the question I have though, are they cross compatible? Do you import one to the other? So it's 2 different games, essentially.
Yeah, it's not cross compatible, which is a little sad because I did want to play up on that big screen without having to do it a whole bunch of finagling. But
Yeah.
I fixed that since.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Schnurman says it's cheap on the Switch. It's only $20, which
That's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that is it's a cheaper game. It's not $60.
Which is nice. Like I love these dungeon crawler type games. For years I've been looking for another
Diablo?
Not Diablo. Crap weasels.
Gauntlet?
It's what was Gauntlet? Right? I used to play Gauntlet and
Oh
Gauntlet
god,
Legends
yeah, no, that game was awesome.
all the time.
Yeah.
And that's I will say kind of one of the things I was hoping for with this is more change in the characters. You could pick a ton of different characters, but I was hoping for more of a, and maybe I need to get into it more. But I was hoping for more of a manipulatable character type creation thing.
Yeah, I could see that. That's the only real drawback.
Yeah,
as far as this game goes. But I'm sure if you get it on Windows 10, you could download mod packs that change out the character's appearance. If you really wanted to be like me and be Chicken Suit Guy, you could be Chicken Suit Guy.
Yeah. I think I was a little purple wizard. I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I always went for the wizard. So what's the most you spent? What was the most you spent in one session?
As in time?
Well, no, because when you're playing Gauntlet in the arcade, it's one of those 3 controller
we're talking about
standard
Gauntlet
ones.
now.
And if you wanted to continue, you'd have to put more quarters
Come
in,
now,
wouldn't you?
my friend. Gauntlet Legacy, Xbox 360.
Oh, right, okay. So
you buy it once and you're good.
Okay.
I thought you were
Neil?
talking about playing it in an arcade.
Neil?
No.
Yeah.
$20.
$20.
$20 one day playing Gauntlet exclusively. My records are Gauntlet and Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh, yeah.
$20 in an arcade.
I did 20. I did 15 quid on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles once.
When you say quid, what does that mean in real money?
15 pounds.
It's about $20 US.
Okay. Okay.
And what you got, and I'm trying to remember, it was 20 pence. So £1 got you, because 20 pence would be 1 credit, but obviously you could put multiple in so that you'd get more numbers next to the bars as you were playing the game. So I would literally put £1 in at a time and get 5 times 4. So I'd have 20 times the 4 bars of energy. So yeah, and I just kept on putting them in, and I still didn't get like halfway through the game. So yeah.
Speaking of arcades, since we're since my subject is always video games here, apparently. Speaking of arcade games or arcades themselves, what was your favorite pinball machine growing up, Nev?
Probably it was probably an Indiana Jones one.
Okay.
I can't remember if it was Raiders of the Lost Ark or Temple of Doom. But yeah, it was definitely an Indiana Jones one, and I remember it and liked it because when you pulled the spring back to send the ball, it would be a bullwhip. So you'd let it, and it'd be like, so it was very good.
I know that pinball machine quite well. Thad,
Yeah.
What about you? Were you a pinball player? Were you a pinball wizard? You had to beat the best.
I was okay. My father-in-law has a pinball machine, and like when I first got married, that was the first thing I did, like at the house. I'd go to his house and play pinball for hours because I didn't know how to interact with adults. But like there was a pinball machine, and I don't remember for the life of me what it was, but there was a movie theater that I worked at as a kid, and it had a pinball machine, and I never paid for it. But people didn't know how to play pinball, and so they'd put more money than they needed to, and there was always credits left over. And so like I was the kid that would skip from one movie to the next, by paying for Well, Paul, you know Lowe's Theaters over
on
yeah, on
Fallsworth,
45. Yeah, and so I worked there, right? But my mom would drop us off Saturday mornings, and she's like, "All right, call me when you're done," and it would be like 8 o'clock when I'd call her at night. I'm like, "All right, we saw 6 movies, come get me." You know, I lived a very meager childhood. This was what my parents could afford, right?
They no longer have the arcade at Lowe's.
What? Okay, I'm never going back there then.
But they got the recliner seats.
Oh, I've heard they made that theater nice. So, but that pinball machine, I loved playing. Like, I absolutely loved playing. I never paid for it, but I loved it. I will say though, the game that I loved, and again, one that I suck at, Time Cop.
Time Cop was fun.
It's a fun game.
That's the one with the pedal, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Time Crisis. Time Crisis.
That's the one. Time Crisis.
All right.
Yes.
So for me, it used to be the Simpsons pinball table.
Oh. Yeah.
But the Addams Family pinball table won me over shortly after that.
That'd be cool.
So as far as Minecraft Dungeons goes, total hard segue here. As far as Minecraft Dungeons goes, you no longer have to be chucking in quarters in Gauntlet. It's absolutely free to play if you're already a Game Pass subscriber.
Yep.
And it is a lot of fun. If you happen to have it on PC, give Flair and I give us a heads up. You know, we don't mind letting Thaddeus tag along with us. We wouldn't mind letting you tag along either.
Which I appreciate. I do. I agree with you, Paul. It is a really fun game. I did the Microsoft Pass like 3 months ago, and I thought to myself, I'm never going to use this. And all of a sudden, there are all these games that are available not just on my Xbox, but on my PC, on all these other, and they don't take a ton of space necessarily. They don't take a ton of like memory to run, and it's like, this is awesome. I freaking love it. Like I was gonna start playing Star Wars: The Old Republic again, but it was like, I don't really want to, because there was a reason I got out of that. I don't want to have more than one pay to win game that I'm playing at any given time. And so when you brought this up, I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And it's a ton of fun. It really is.
But you still need to play Lego Legacy. Anyway, that ends it for me. 5 out of 5 little Steve heads for me for Minecraft Dungeons. Absolute must get, especially if you're already going to get it for free, no matter where you get it. Who wants to do theirs next?
I think Thaddeus is on an oratory role at the moment, so I think we should go to Thaddeus next.
All right.
So let me just switch over to Nerdy.
Padme Amidala.
We love her, girl.
She is awesome. She dies of a broken heart. So here's the thing. E.K. Johnston, she is like one of the newest Star Wars writers. Okay. She wrote, and you'll see it here in a second, but she wrote the Ahsoka novel. She wrote the first Queen's Shadow. And then this book that came out today, Queen's Peril. So I went through last night and I downloaded it, and I was like, I'm gonna work. I finished sanding my fence. Right now, I gotta do is paint the freaking thing. But I spent all day. There's the book, the picture right there. I spent all day sanding a fence, and I was like, I'm gonna listen to this.
That's the one.
Right. And I listen to audiobooks at like 1 1/4 speed, right? Depending on the book. Sometimes there's a lot of pauses. So she's written these books, right? Very female friendly, very strong female leads. Clearly Ahsoka, clearly Padme. In Queen's Shadow, we learn that Padme has body doubles, or we learn more about the body doubles that Padme has. We learn about the body doubles in episode 1, right? When the whole prequels actually talk about Padme having body doubles. But what we don't know about these body doubles is that not only are they like doubles, but they train as everything. They're tech people, they're seamstresses, but also like ninjas and lock picks.
Seamstress ninjas.
It's a thing. And so with Queen's Shadow, the first book that came out, it was a lot more of Padme's backstory, a lot more of these characters, and it focused very much on one character whose name was Sashay or Sadme. I can't remember. But I know it's something like that, because what they do in Queen's Peril is they actually introduce these handmaidens, right? Now, her and the concept of it. So it starts off with Padme Amidala winning the election to queen, and it goes all the way through the Battle of Naboo, right? But the Battle of Naboo is very much focused heavily on. I mean, it's less the what is Padme doing at this time, and what are more on what are the other handmaidens doing at this time. Who are these women who are willing to fight and die for Padme, right? And it's this really interesting story, because you see these women in the background, and just like every character in a Star Wars film, every character has a backstory. This is kind of like their backstory. Now, what I thought was absolutely fascinating about this, okay? So it starts off pretty light, okay? It has a very Ocean's 8, Ocean's 11, 12 style feeling, where there's, is
it a bunch of Padmes that are about to do a bank heist?
A bunch of Padmes?
So it's a bunch of Padmes, but instead of like a bank
really
heist,
nice image.
It's instead of a bank heist, they're learning to be Padme. And so it's her getting her crew together, right? But it's not her, it's Captain Panaka, right? And so the first half of the book is it feels very much like one of those stories that you would see on, like, I don't know, like I want to say a bad kids like dormitory. Like, kids are at school, they're at a boarding school, and they're up to no good. They're always up to trouble, right? And then you have like the principal who's like, oh, I want to keep these girls in. I want to, make sure they're under my thumb, kind of a thing. And the girls are being girls, right? It has a very that kind of feel to it. Okay. And then they age a little bit. There's a little bit of romance, not between the Padmes, although it kind of implied, maybe, I don't know. But then that jumps to
it really brings around love your neighbor like thyself. Apparently.
Very true. So it goes from that like kind of lighthearted dormitory / Ocean's 11 style story to the invasion of Naboo, but since it's focused on the camps that the Trade Federation sets up, it goes from that kind of lightheartedness to like a Schindler's List weightiness. Is
it Padme's choice?
No. Well,
oh, okay.
Kind of. There's a moment that seems very choicey. But it's really interesting because it tells that story. You get interjections, not a lot of them, but you get interjections from like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon. You hear from Maul. You see a lot more of Senator Palpatine's face that he's showing to the galaxy. You also get the backstory, right? What happened immediately before the Trade Federation comes in, and all of that weightiness is kind of explained. Why did the Trade Federation even like go to Naboo, right? Why? And it explains a lot of it. And so it's a really fun story. It is I want to say it's not a junior novel, but you have the novels. You have like a traditional novel, then you have the novel for like teenagers, right? This is like a teenage grade novel. It's a lot shorter than the other ones too. Now, I will say the reason I bring this up is because the other day, as I was going through, and Paul, you asked me about this before in the pre-show. I was reading through the new Vader series, and there's a moment where Vader is, I can't remember what he's doing, and it's here on the screen. Vader sees one of the handmaidens years later, and it's this main handmaiden, the one that's actually played by Keira Knightley in the story, or in the film. And so it's Sadme or Sasha.
I'll find out. Go ahead.
I'm going to say Sadme though. That's I like.
I gotta break out
Sadme
the
a lot
comic book
better.
box.
And so like it's this really interesting story about how and here's the other thing too. These handmaidens play a major role in a lot of the content that's been coming out. So there's another one who shows up in Thrawn Alliances as a flashback, and this is the reason. And she this other character, Doja, I can't remember her name. She ends up on Batuu looking for something, which then draws Padme out to Batuu, which then draws Anakin out to Batuu, which Anakin then hooks up with Thrawn, not in a weird romantic way, but like a very let's get stuff done way. But it's interesting how
find it right now. But yeah, at the end of the second book of the new Darth Vader series, he sees Padme, who he believes to be Padme, and essentially she's ticked.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She's absolutely ticked at the rebellion.
Yeah, because she blames the rebellion for Padme's death. And it's a really, really interesting story. The thing I just think that it's the reason I like this, and there's not a lot of like major spoilers here. You don't get like, oh, like I was waiting for a mention of Plagueis, because this would have been around the time that Plagueis, like at least in old canon, this would have been around the time that Plagueis was still active. And so I was looking for that. I didn't see it. I will say this is the first time I've heard a word stronger than damn in a Star Wars novel. Which is something I am not.
How many letters were in this word?
There were 4 letters.
What was it something that we were very appalled by in Picard?
No, it started with the C.
Okay.
I'm joking. I'm totally joking. That would have been terrible. It was shit.
Okay.
Right. You can say that. This isn't a PG show.
I know, but I'm trying to take a page from Flair and keep it G-rated.
Well, I thought when you said it started with a C, I was going to be like, you were offended by crap.
Oh, no. I was thinking the other C word.
Dr. Feelgood, 500 bits in your G-string there, Thaddeus.
Ooh. Do I need to shake it?
There you go. Shake those Yodas.
Oh, baby Yodas. But yeah, no, like it's a really like, and the thing about it is, this is the same concept that we had issues with Star Trek, right? You don't need it, right? And I was listening to it and I stopped and I was like, wait a second, did I hear that? And I went back. I was like, sure enough, there it is. And it's not a huge thing, but it's shit is a gateway cuss word, right? You start with that one, and then you start going into like the heavier swears, you know.
The curse
And
word. You've been watching South Park again, haven't you?
I wish. I haven't seen South Park in years. At this point, it would take way too long to catch up on South Park. Catching up on South Park is like catching up on The Simpsons, except it's worth it in my mind to catch up on South Park, not The Simpsons. But like, it's well done, right? That's the thing. It's a well done story. It is very short, like your traditional like 250 to 400 page novel is about 10 to 12 hours ish. This was 6, right? And so it was way shorter than I was ready for. The other one, the Queen's Shadow, which focuses more on her time as a senator. It focuses on her building the relationship with scoundrel. Why do I say scoundrel? I see his face. Leia's daddy, but her fake dad. That guy.
Uncle Owen?
No, Leia's.
Leia's dad. Bail.
Bail, yes, Organa. It talks about her building a relationship with Organa and kind of the start of like the rebellious feelings of that. I will say, if you don't like politics, probably not the book for you. This deals heavily in politics, which is a funny choice for a teenage novel or for a book aimed at teenagers, but still, I liked it. I thought it was fun.
Ooh, what was that?
Well, Star Wars Lover 2 has just followed us. Thank you very much, Star Wars Lover 2.
Thank you very much for the follow.
You're in the right spot.
Yeah, because we are talking about it. Now, I will say, though, I don't know if this is part of like a trilogy that she's writing or part of something grander. I would like to see more about this. From all of the rumors that I've heard from less than legitimate sources online, there is meant to be a revamp to some old canon, specifically in the prequel era, and I think that these handmaidens are going to play a major role in that. Maybe how we see Padme, how we see Anakin, that type of thing. It also, I will say, the fact that these handmaidens play a role in like her day-to-day life, it also makes like the fact that Padme was pregnant and clearly pregnant in episode 3 a lot easier to swallow, that people didn't notice, right?
All right.
Those are my thoughts.
Those are your thoughts. So,
those are my thoughts.
What would you give the book?
How many ripped midriffs?
Yeah, how many ripped midriffs?
I want to give a lot of ripped midriffs because they're ripped midriffs. But I'm gonna say 4 out of 5 ripped midriffs. Depending. I mean, if it's like a good ripped midriff, maybe 3, right? But if it's like kind of not a really good rip, if it's just like a tear along the midriff, I'd give it a 5. Depending on the midriff that is exposed. I feel like that's the...
Thaddeus, it's a numerical rating system. We're not rating the system itself.
No, we're not. It's not about rating the midriff. It's just...
We're not... Oh, you mean the book?
Yes, the book.
Yes.
The book.
Oh my god.
Oh.
How many midriffs out of 5?
3. I would give it a 3 out of 5. It's a fun book. It's a fun book. It's not my favorite Star Wars novel that's come out, but it's fun. And it does give some really solid backstory to this character. So,
all right. And so we go from somebody whose head is in space to talking about space itself. Neil, what do you have for us?
Okay, right. Let me just bring up my slideshow.
Can I tell you how excited I am to talk to someone
Get
about
rid of
this?
nerdies. And I bring up mine.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking forward to what you're saying. So don't spoil the.
This scene, Nev. That opening scene is the best moment in the show so far.
Okay.
That I've seen so far. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
It's my turn.
Go ahead.
So,
I'll stop talking.
Space Force is about a decorated pilot with dreams of running the Air Force who's a newly promoted 4-star general called Mark Naird, played by Steve Carell. Now, he thinks that he's going to be taking over from the person who he's been under, but he's thrown a loop when he finds himself tapped to lead the newly formed 6th branch of the US Armed Forces, Space Force. Now, he obviously is a bit skeptical, but because he's a dedicated officer, he uproots his family and moves to a remote base in Colorado, where he has a colorful team of scientists and spacemen, where he is tasked by the White House with getting American boots on the moon in a hurry and achieving total space dominance.
Okay,
now
you said spacemen. Are we talking aliens?
No, as in spacemen. That's what he refers to his men.
Okay.
So instead of like airmen or seamen or soldiers, spacemen.
So
you just wanted to get away with saying seamen.
Yeah, the show.
That's what they're called. Seamen. The Navy has boatloads of seamen.
Okay, so
you better not edit this part out of your version when it goes live.
It's not. That is the official term. That is the official term. I think. I don't know, actually.
They're called sailors, you dipshit. Nev, go ahead.
Right, okay, so the show is created by Steve Carell and Greg Daniels. Everybody knows Steve Carell. If you're not sure who Greg Daniels is, when I saw the name, I instantly remembered. I don't remember a lot of his older stuff, but he's the guy. He was one of the creators of Parks and Recreation. He was one of the executive producer screenwriters for Parks and Recreation, and I absolutely love that show. So I definitely wanted to give this a try, but. Basically, so you've got Steve Carell, who's a 4-star general, and he completely uproots his family to go and live in the middle of nowhere. But the cast that they've got for this is quite impressive. His wife is played by Lisa Kudrow, but it's not like a Phoebe type character. And as soon as they get there, she ends up in jail. And she's not going to get out for like 40 years for some reason. So that completely throws you for a loop. But the reason why it's so funny, it's pure satire. So it's kind of mocking, but not in a nasty way, the military, the political establishment completely.
Okay. Quick question. Steve Carell's in this.
Yeah.
And you say that it's satire. Am I going to be seeing, is this The Office in space?
No. He's playing it straight. So he's like
Steve Carell is the straight man.
He's playing it straight. So he's like he's very much like Chapman from Monty Python's Flying Circus. So you got to think of him as the straight comedian. So he says things that are funny and he does things that are funny, which is just hilarious. I mean, that just the first episode, some of the moments that he has in the first episode. One of the things that he does that you learn in the first episode that he does to kind of like unwind and kind of calm down if he's feeling stressed is he sings and dances, and then they bring the music. So the first time is like he starts singing Kokomo, and he just starts saying the words to it, and then he starts moving, and then the music kicks in and he starts dancing around his office, and then he goes back out to do what he's doing. But the cast for this show is brilliant. It's got John Malkovich in it. It's got Ben Schwartz in it. You'll remember Ben Schwartz, who was the funny kid that was always failing. Tom's best friend.
Yeah, he plays the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. He plays a lot of voices.
Yes, and obviously, he's very, very. I mean, his name in the show is F. Tony, but everybody just calls him Fuck Tony, which is just so funny. That's his name in the show, so it's Get Me Fuck Tony, because he's the PR. So you've got John Malkovich, who is the lead scientist, Dr. Adrian Mallory. You've got the PR guy, which is Fuck Tony. And then you've got the Don Lake, another comedian who plays like his one-star general that's like kind of his Batman, the person that does all of his assisting. And he's hilarious because he's completely and utterly useless. And the running joke is, he'll come back to his office and he'll be like, there's someone waiting in his office. And he'll turn around. It's like, oh, yeah, someone's in your office. He told me not to say.
He told me not to say anything.
And he told me not to say anything. But it is just absolutely loaded with all of it. It completely satirizes everything, all the goings on between military branches and Congress and the White House. I think one of the funniest scenes is when he goes to the meeting, the Joint Chiefs of Staff. So you've got all of and they're all generals, right? So you've got the Air Force, you've got the Navy. You've got the Army, you've got the Marines, and you've got the Space Force, but you've also got the Coast Guard, and they're like they just mock the Coast Guard. It's like no, you still don't count.
But you don't count.
You don't count, and it's actually quite amusing because I'm trying to remember what is the what's the name of the female actress? Hang on a minute, I'm gonna have to.
I've got it up. Hold on, it's
She plays the general for the. She plays the general for the. For the Navy.
Lynch.
She's in it.
Jane
as well.
Lynch.
Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch. She's in it as well, and she's the generals are all played by actors and actresses who you just know as soon as you see them all sitting around the table, you're like, hey, I've seen him in stuff before, I've seen her in stuff before, I've seen, and they're just constantly ribbing each other. It's like who's the best general of the best. So there's a lot of that mocking, but one of the best bits about it, some of the best bits in it is it's mocking the current infrastructure. So they've like when he goes in front of Congress, there's a congresswoman called Congresswoman Potosi.
Oh my gosh!
Which is clearly mocking a Speaker of the House. It's clearly mocking real people. So there's a young new congresswoman from New York.
ACO.
ACO, and there's a brilliant one where there's this really, really old guy. I think it's just a generalization, and he talks about you need to go into space so that you can protect the Earth. It's flat, And Steve Carell's like, yes, sir, we will protect the Earth, however, whatever shape you think it.
Yeah.
But it's got some it's got some heartfelt moments in it. It's got some serious moments in it. It's just loaded with funny stuff. I mean, one of the army guards that is always on his doors. It's like a general rocks up and it's like, I need your ID, sir. And it's like, no, sir, I need your ID. It's just like really rigid guy, and he's got no imagination. He's a funny character. The daughter in it, I'm not sold yet on the daughter. I think she's been written to be serious, but in a satirical comedy. Because it's a satirical ensemble, basically.
Yeah.
It's like she's out of place because she doesn't really have any funny things to say or funny things to do, and I'm not sure if that's intentional at the moment. John Malkovich has just got some brilliant stuff in it, some absolutely hilarious stuff to say in it. It's 10 episodes of pure gold, and.
Will there be any more released, or if I watch this, am I stuck waiting for season 2 for a while?
No, stuck waiing for season 2.
You're stuck, but you're stuck because it's Netflix, so you can see all of the episodes. You're going to be stuck, but there is going to be a season 2, despite the professional critics not liking it, and the fact that the professional critics don't like it, but people who are watching it do like it, just it speaks volumes. I mean, the critics are always saying they want something different than the usual Hollywood schlock,
They did-
and then it's given to them, and they don't get it.
I'm gonna slightly tangent you off. I'm gonna stay on the Netflix topic. But they did a second season to Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Okay.
And then they canceled it on Netflix, even though it was the lowest budget that you pretty much could do, getting terrible, movies that weren't released until then, or that were released and flopped majorly.
Yeah.
They bought the rights to those films to be able to what they call riff them, and I miss Mystery Science Theater 3000. But the fun part is that there's an Mst3k channel and a Riff Tracks channel right here on Twitch.
Okay.
So,
or over on Twitch if you're watching on Going Nerdy's channel.
Yeah.
So the show is like I said, the show's 10 episodes long. I binged watched it over two, so I did 5 episodes, then I did 5 episodes. The episodes are 30 minutes long, and they really, really are funny. You've got the backwards and forwards between the husband and wife, between the father and daughter, between Ned and the scientists, and it's a lot of fun, and there is some really, really specific mocking of there is some very, very specific mocking of the White House administration.
Yeah.
And the mocking of the White House administration is brilliant. There's this one scene where it's like, get ready, we're expecting you need to be ready to test that rocket because we're expecting a new policy from the White House. And then he looks at his watch and he goes, yeah, the president's about to tweet it in 5 minutes.
Yeah. So
it's good. It's very, very funny, and I would highly recommend it.
So you said that there's mocking of the White House.
Mm-hmm.
Will people on the right be upset with this?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is Steve Carell. I don't, I dislike, I don't like them. I don't like Steve Carell's politics. I'm not a big fan of his politics. I'm not a big fan of his personal opinions and views. But as I've said before, I do find it easy. I can separate the art from the artist.
Okay, Thaddeus, you interject there.
I do want to interject. While Nev loves this, I was so excited to see this. Like, so excited. Friday came out. It came out on the 29th of May. I was stoked. Episode 1 was the trailer. Right? I mean, it was the trailer for it. It was mostly what you saw in episode 1. There was a lot more back and forth. There was a lot of buildup. I will say I haven't finished the season. I just finished episode 3. The funniest moment, and I will say that the satire is spot on. There's a lot of little jokes that I think that I will pick up more along the line as I rewatch it. Now, this is what if I were to compare it to anything humor-wise, I would say season 2 of Parks and Recreation.
Yeah. It is very Parks and Recreation-esque, definitely.
It has that very same feel. It has that very same mentality. What I will say is I haven't connected with the characters just yet. The satire I do think is spot on. Like there's humor. They're poking fun of the president.
They're poking fun of all of the congressmen and women as well.
You have an AOC. You have a Pelosi. You have a super hardcore right-winger, flat earther type person. It's really good. I will say that it doesn't, from what I see, it doesn't pick one particular person. It's the whole of our political.
It's an equal rights mocking.
Yeah.
It mocks everyone equally, and that's why I like it. That's one of the reasons why I liked Parks and Recreation.
My big
because
problem,
they mocked the left and they mocked the right.
My big problem though is I think it takes itself too seriously. Now, the funniest moment so far, I've only seen 3 episodes, but the 3rd episode is brilliant. Okay. Now, and I'm going to spoil it a little bit.
Go ahead, because 3 episodes, I'm fine. You tell me what happens in the penultimate episode.
In the first episode, they launch a rocket. Okay. In the 3rd episode, the Chinese come and cut power to that rocket.
Yeah, they cut
off the solar panels.
They cut off the solar panels.
Right. And the scientists are like, we need to come up with a way to figure out how to get the solar panels back in, or this $1 billion launch was just worthless. Right. And so the scientists are doing something crazy. And they find out that they previously had launched another rocket like a week ago or a month ago or something like that. And in the rocket, they specifically launched the rocket with a monkey and a dog, a husky and a chimpanzee. Okay. And they did that so that they could take cute pictures with these two playing together. The president thought it would be a good idea to have some cute pictures.
Cute animal pictures,
Animal pictures. And they're adorable. Right, you see this monkey playing fetch with a dog. It's so cute. And so the scientists are like, our best bet is to science this bee to get it all going. The colonel or the general is like, no, we're going to get the monkey involved. And so he spends like the majority of the episode trying to get this monkey to pick up a wrench to fly out. To pick up a drill to fly out to this satellite to reconnect the things. What the monkey doesn't do is secure himself to anything when he starts the electric drill. And so the monkey starts the drill and then he starts spinning around and shoots himself off towards the sun.
Breaks his tether.
Right? And so there's this really passionate moment where the general's like, look, not passionate, but the somber moment where the general's like, look, you set yourself on a trajectory towards the sun. He's explaining to the monkey that he's about to die. Right. And then the general's like, all right, well, the monkey's gone. We didn't fix it. What else can we do? And the general's like, well, okay, now let's get the dog.
Oh God.
How are we gonna,
he can hold it in his mouth.
And so they'll hold it in his mouth, right? So they go to the inner circle, or they go back to the shuttle where the dog and the monkey were, and it turns out that the monkey ate the dog.
It's just a tail floating in,
and it's just a tail floating in the capsule.
Oh.
And so then he spends about 2 minutes cussing out the monkey. Then, towards the end of the episode, you think this monkey is lost, but no. The Chinese satellite has made its orbit, and it's come back. And the Chinese satellite has picked the monkey back up.
Yeah.
Now, Nev, without giving anything, what happens? But does the monkey come back later in the season?
I'm not going to say anything but more than that. But the funniest line from that after all of this happens is Steve Carell says that monkey better keep its mouth shut.
Yeah.
But it is a very, very funny episode. Isn't
he explaining that to Congress? He's like, that monkey better keep its mouth shut.
That monkey better keep its mouth shut.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, after the first episode, I had to completely reevaluate. I didn't know what I was going into, but I look at the cast, and Nev is dead right. You have Ben Schwartz, and it's John Ralphio.
John Ralphio,
yeah.
He is playing a John Ralphio-esque type character, but with a little bit more brains, because he has to do the whole PR. I mean, in the opening episode, it's like, it's like take him away, lock him up, and all he cares about is trying to make a tweet. It's like, please let me make the tweet. Let me finish the. Because you're introduced to Fuck Tony when he comes into the general's office to discuss his one tweet for the day. That's his job for that day, is to discuss with the general his one tweet for the day. So yeah, it's I mean, you say that you think that it's a little bit too serious. I mean, I think the characters take themselves seriously, but the script writers, I think it's still made to be lighthearted. It's proper. It's Parks and Recreation-esque. It's really, satire. Really is. If you liked Parks and Recreation from season 2 onwards, I really do think that you'll enjoy this show. I really, really do. So it's on Netflix now, all 10 episodes. It'll take you 5 hours of binge watching.
Now, while you take a breath, I will say that's why I compared it to season 2 of Parks and Rec. Season 1 shouldn't count.
No, season 1 doesn't count because
no one should start Parks and Rec with season 1.
You should always start with season 2.
Start with season 2, or else you won't get through. You won't binge at all. It's season 1 sucks. This is, I think, this is on par with season 2, right? And I'm hoping that more, like you said, I'm glad to know that it's being, renewed for a second season, because then they could build on that, right? I do think that what they've done. And I will say, whether you're a right or left wing, if President Trump does get reelected, this show has that much more material to draw from. 4 more years of this president would quite possibly make this show hilarious. Again, whether you're right or left wing doesn't matter, but you will be able to pull from a lot of stuff that happens, and because that's what they're going to be doing. And I think that satire will carry this on.
Yeah, right? I do. I think it will. Yeah, without a doubt.
And also, while we're on the topic of space, we're a little channel, we know, but we also would like to congratulate Robert Benkin and Douglas Hurley and all of SpaceX for their successful launch this past weekend, and successful docking with the International Space Station. The
first privately funded astronauts.
Yeah, and we should try to get them channel, on. But hey, guys, congrats from 3 people you probably don't even freaking know.
Hey, we don't know. We don't know.
Let's see if we can get them as guests on the show, shall we?
Yeah.
That would be great. I'll put you on that.
I will say, here's the thing. The game that shall not be named has a very broad reach. And they have young children who could quite possibly play this game. If, and this is a big if, they tune to any YouTube or any of our various channels, I'm just saying they could be like, "Hey, Dad, these 3 random guys were talking about you, and they said they'd love to have you." I mean, I would love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because definitely. I've said this before. My deepest fear in life, outside of zombies, outside of a nuclear fallout, right? I mean, and outside of the legitimate fears that we all have in life, my deepest fear is re-entry to Earth's atmosphere. I'm terrified of it.
So you're not terrified of falling. You're terrified of falling from a very, very high distance.
I'm terrified of falling from space. I've never been to space. I've never been outside of the atmosphere. I don't believe. I mean, I think I would remember if I were.
Yeah, I think you'd remember if you were. Not
always, because aliens, right? But my fear is, again, I have dreams where I open a hatch and I'm like, oh, that's the Earth. I'm going to fall down. I'll just die here in space. It's terrifying. Don't read into that.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. We
don't read into that dream, but.
Okay, so it's. I think it's that time of the show, isn't it? It's that time of the show. I want my title back. I want to retain my title, Paul.
I'm gonna beat you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Dick of the Week.
It's the Dick of the Week.
It's the Dick of the Week. It's the Dick of... Okay, that Thaddeus came up with the Dick of the Week before we started the show today. So
yes,
I think...
remember, the champion goes first.
Okay, the champion goes fine. The champion
I have to go third because it's champion, the last contender, which was Paul.
Yeah, you are at the bottom
last.
you're at the bottom of the league, mate. You haven't won at all yet. Okay, right. Okay, so my Dick of the Week, my nomination for Dick of the Week, is people who dump their garbage at stop signs and traffic lights.
Oh,
it is without a doubt the most dickish move you could possibly make. I mean, you know, they're at a stop sign, they're at an intersection, the lights are there, and you can look out the side, and there's just piles of trash there in some locations, and you're like, seriously? You couldn't keep it in your car until you got home and then just put it in your bin. You had to wind your window down and lob it out the window. It is without a doubt one of the biggest dick moves I think an individual person can make. You know, it's your trash. Don't make it someone else's trash. It's your trash. Put it in your bin. So my nomination for Dick of the Week are people that throw their trash out the window at intersections and stop signs.
Okay, so while they're traveling, just to make it clear, ladies and gentlemen, he has no problem if you're driving down the road at 60 miles an hour and you chuck it out. It's only stop signs and stoplights.
Question though, I have a question about this.
Okay.
What about hold on? What are the biodegradable products or products that come from nature? Apple core.
If it's biodegradable, if it's like an apple core, something that's literally gonna, you know, something that's biodegradable that's gonna, you know, return to the earth and all of that stuff, then yeah, something that's biodegradable I wouldn't have a problem with. I'm talking about people that have, you know, had a McDonald's, because for some reason it always seems to be junk food in bags. You know, so they've gone to the drive-through, they've eaten their food before they've even got home, and then they've just lobbed it out the window. You know,
that's shame.
And you know, the big cans and, you know, drink cups. It's just it's a dick move. So yeah. So that's mine. So Thaddeus, Paul, who's your nomination for Dick of the Week?
My Dick of the Week. It's kind of funny you're talking about stoplights. It's the person who's sitting ready to beep their horn the second that a light turns green. Not you know, I'm sorry, not even the second. You know, I'm talking the nanosecond that the light turns green. If you are that impatient, why didn't you, you know, be like other future Dick of the Week guy that cuts in front of you at a red light? But
yeah,
it's the impatient. I'm going to title this one the impatient. What should that be? Impatient
beeper.
Excessive horn user.
Horn user. Impatient horn user. All right. So, you know, and I just had this happen to me today. I'm sitting there and I know this light is like a 2-minute light that sits red. Thaddeus, you'll know this light, the one at the corner of 1960 and Kirkendall.
Oh my gosh. That light never changes. On a side note, there was a burger place on that side, on that very corner, that used to sell these deep fried like apple pies. They were like,
it's no longer there.
It's not.
I don't think if you're talking about,
it hasn't been there since the 90s. So yeah.
So yeah, that light rarely changes. It changes during the day, where it'll be the left turn lane goes at the same time as the green. And here's the other thing. He honked at me when the light was still red because people beside them were moving. They didn't realize the light was still red. So you saw my hand. Okay, you see my hand go.
Oh, what's going on?
What's up?
Oh no, we had a bit of buffering.
Bit of
Froze.
buffering. Okay,
We had a bit of buffering.
but we're good. So anyway, Neil, that is my dick of the week.
Okay.
What do you got for yours?
Okay, first off, I need to clear something up. In the chat, based off of Neil's comment, I don't want anyone to think that I am bad mouthing McDonald's. I love McDonald's. I do. I don't know if it's called this everywhere, but you get a double cheeseburger and a spicy McChicken and you spit them together, right? And it's called a McBitchin', and it is delicious. It is like an angel made you a sandwich, and that's it, right?
Yeah,
But
Neil, our buffering. Sorry to interrupt, Thaddeus. The buffering is the bit rate has gone. It's in total red right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it on this. That's the weird thing. I haven't done anything. Nothing's changed.
All right, I think we're back.
I don't know.
I mean,
I
the
think
weird
we're
thing,
back. I'm moving
OBS
around
has got no dropped frames or anything. It's got to be a Twitch thing. Because my OBS has been clear. I don't have any dropped frames. CPU's been going steady at 31%, 60 frames per second. So yeah, it must have been Twitch. Because my OBS has been fine.
So
Yeah.
we did miss Jingle Snarf Dax. Thank you for following Jingle Snarf Dax.
And Jingle Snarf knows what I'm talking about when it comes to the McBitchin'. Okay.
I like the land, sea, or air. Land, sea, and air.
See, I've never tried that because I've always been afraid to try fish at McDonald's. I mean, I love their French fries. Yesterday, for my pre-birthday dinner, I had donuts for breakfast. Hold on, I had donut holes for breakfast, donuts for lunch, and then I had a local burger place with French fries, tater tots, and cheese curds for dinner. It was delicious.
Yeah, you can tell us about this. Give us your nominations so that we can put the poll up.
Who's your DOTW?
Okay, you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Now I have one. Now that I realize that it was probably supposed to be a little more lighthearted than this. Politics.
What?
Or not politics. Politicians who don't have like the good of people in mind that they serve.
So that would be all of them.
Yes. Yes. So here's the reason I bring this up. Right. First, yes, we've got all that crap going on in the world. But I just listened to Star Wars and the whole time I'm thinking Palpatine. What a douchebag. If Palpatine used the dark side to service the people of the galaxy, he really could have made an empire of like greatness. Right? But because of his own dark machinations, he ruined it.
Because he was evil.
Right.
Okay.
Now,
all right.
Hold on.
I've started the poll.
Dark.
I've started the poll, 10-minute poll, so we finish up right at midnight. So, by the way, Jingle Snarf Dax, they say they're a long-time listener, first time on Twitch. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming over, mate.
Game that shall not be named show,
yes,
where we just hang out with Thaddeus and geek out with him.
Geek out.
Yeah.
So you've missed, what is it? Paul talked about Minecraft Dungeons. I talked about Space Force, and Thaddeus talked about the new Padme Amidala Star Wars book. So, but it'll all be on his show in 24. It'll all be on his channel in 24 hours. Just so next week we go live from 9:30 Central.
Yep.
Now, I will
for this show.
For this show,
I've got another one.
No, you can't have two. You can't have two.
No, you can't have two.
Fine.
You chose career politicians as yours.
Career politicians. I'm writing down in my notes to myself my next one. I've got one.
Yeah, just pull out your pen.
Pen.
And
Hey, this is still This is still a PG-13ish show, Paul. Pull out
what?
my pen.
I'm just telling you to
Dirty.
scratch your dick of the week down.
Oh, just hold on. So,
I mean, we could make you edit the entire a whole bit of this out again and start talking about 4 men.
No, please don't. That took so long.
So let's check out what's going on in. Jingle Snarf says land, sea, and air is good, but all the flavors blend together. Yeah, you're right. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of McDonald's chicken sandwiches. I love the nuggets.
Yeah, the nuggets are delicious.
Give me Five Guys every time.
Oh, see, here's the thing.
Okay, so
I
now
love Five Guys.
First you want 4 men, and now you're wanting 5 guys.
What it'll be next week, Nev?
Their chips are gorgeous, and I'm being serious when I say that. They're not fries. You may call them fries, but a fry is a tiny, thin, crappy little. It's a French fry. Okay, chips, not the potato chips. Chips are thick potato. Long, thin potato thingies, and that's what you get at Five Guys. They're not skinny little French fries. They're full on. Not steak cut chips, but they're proper chips, and that's why I like them, because it reminded me of England and being back in Blighty.
You have just ruined any possibility of me going to England.
Why?
The Five Guys French fries are just not good.
No. There's only one Five Guys in the UK, and it's in London, so don't worry about it.
Well, what I'm saying, that's my point. You just equated the Five Guys French fries to English chips. My entire life, I've wanted to go to England for greasy ass fish and chips.
Oh no! Well, that's just it. It's
they're wedges. They're like steak fries.
No. Well, I mean that's Ramsden's chips. Ramsden's.
I mean, did you just ruin fish and chips for me?
No. Hey, dude, I will do. One of these days, I will do you proper fish and chips, because I know how to do. That's my dream. My ultimate dream is to open a fish and chip shop on the East Coast. That's my American dream. Did anyone else just
hear that? I mean, phrasing, Nev.
Thick potatoes, yes, gaming embers.
But no, seriously, I am a French fry connoisseur.
So I'm interested in this. Hang on. So Neil, you've never told me about this whole dream thing. I'm excited. By the way, we are almost out of time. We're almost out of time on this vote. You can spend 25 bits if you wish to push the vote. You got about 1 minute at most.
That's true. And those bits do go to me as a birthday present.
And all bits today do go to Thaddeus for his birthday. That is very true.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And hold on, before we continue on this connection with Nev, I want to point out that Five Guys burgers are delicious. It's the fries
they are.
that
Their
I
burgers
have
are
a problem
gorgeous.
with.
They're the best
The
burgers.
burgers are amazing.
They are the best burgers.
Thaddeus, congratulations. Thaddeus has the biggest dick of the week.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know why? Because I'm sorry. I just, you know what?
You don't have the virtual background on, so it's not going to disappear.
You know what? I'm making a new rule for Dick of the Week, all right? You are not allowed to pick things that are universally loathed by everyone in the world. So from now on, no more politicians, no more lawyers, no more accountants. Thaddeus will just go, all right, okay, right, lawyers. Lawyers are Dick of the Week, because everybody will be like, yeah, I hate lawyers, and they'll just vote for it for the sake of voting for it. Okay?
You yelled at us talking about 4 men, and now you're playing with your lightsaber.
And then 5 men.
And then 5 guys.
5 guys, that's right. 5 guys. Oh, see, I'm not a fan of five In-N-Out. Okay, hold on.
In-N-Out burgers good. In-N-Out burgers are good.
The burgers are good.
Yeah, In-N-Out burgers are good.
Okay, Neil, where have you had In-N-Out Burger in the U.S.?
In Virginia and Maryland.
You have had crappy In-N-Out. You need anywhere, Las Vegas, all the way up to Salt Lake City. Las Vegas, a line right there. That is the division of where In-N-Out goes from good west of it to crap east of it.
Well, it was very, very good in it was very good in Maryland, and it was very good in Virginia. I used to date I dated an American woman for a year, and she lived in Maryland, so I would get I would hop on a Greyhound every now and then and go and visit her, and that's where she took me there a couple times, and I thought it was quite tasty.
Sephoranis says Whataburger.
With Whataburger.
Pronounce that again, Thaddeus.
Whataburger.
No, Whataburger.
No, it's Whataburger. Whata.
There's a T in there.
When Harvey hit.
Whataburger. There's a T in there.
Now, if you wouldn't have followed the ad, Whataburger. It's Whataburger. I will say this. My father is known by every manager of a Whataburger within 5 miles of his house by first name. That's how often he eats at Whataburger. It will kill him, and Whataburger will sponsor his funeral.
I like to make my own burgers as well, because I like to put blue cheese in.
So now I know what I have to get Senior for Christmas, is I have to get him a Whataburger gift card, eh?
Indeed.
Or did they not even take his money by now?
There are times where they won't take his money. Yep. So, Nev, tell us about this dream of yours.
Oh, right.
Fish and chips.
So yeah, I would like to open a fish and chip shop called Ye Old Fish and Chip Shop, somewhere on the East Coast.
Right, where on the East Coast?
Either Maryland or Virginia, or North Carolina. I'd go far south as North Carolina, but it's got to be in that nice weather area, so I can make loads of dosh. Proper traditional fish and chips. It will be a traditional fish and chip shop, so it'll be fish and chips, but there will also be pies. There will be sausage and burgers in batter.
Will there be mincemeat pies?
Yeah, that was my question. Meat pies?
Yeah, the two different types of pies. It will be a mince and onion pie and chicken and mushroom pies.
Interesting.
And there will be a jar of pickled eggs on the counter.
Well, there should be at every counter, because
every fish and chip shop has a big ass jar of pickled eggs on the counter, and pickled onions.
As long as there is a place for us to do the podcast on Friday nights, we'll look into.
Oh yeah, no, there will be, because I'll live above the fish and chip shop.
But then there'll be lots of noise coming from the fish and chip shop.
No, because it would be closed.
On Friday night, you're going to close your establishment on a Friday night?
Well, no, because if you think about it, I would be on the East Coast, so it would start an hour. The show would start an hour later, so I will have either closed up or delegated to one of my employees by then.
But then the shop would still be open, and we go upstairs.
Yeah, but don't worry, I'll make sure that the sensitivity. Hey, mate, you have any idea how loud it is in my basement? How noisy it is in my basement? You can't hear anything because I've got the settings for this microphone so that it doesn't pick up anything outside, this.
All right.
Right, what? Look what is in here, look. See, that.
That'd be a furnace. Yeah, okay, yeah. That'd be the furnace and the water heater.
That is noisy.
All right. Thaddeus, what do you got coming up on your channel this week?
So this week I will do a full rundown of Queen's Peril. And I believe I will also be streaming some of the game that I will not be mentioning. Additionally, it is rumored that a new Star Wars video game is set to launch, or set to debut. Like the information about it is set to be given sometime this week, and when that drops, I will absolutely be covering it.
Jedi Fallen Order 2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Was that the game that they introduced?
It's gonna be.
No, I think it's gonna be something else.
What do you think it's gonna be?
I think it's an entirely new game, entirely new franchise. Rumors have that there's going to be a mobile game, a Lego mobile game for Star Wars.
Oh yeah, we know about that one.
But that's that's already been.
I actually was able to get my hands on a copy of it.
Yeah.
If you ever played the Command and Conquer game, I'm gonna explain it this way. If you ever played the Command and Conquer game for that was on mobile for a while, it's basically a
Reskin.
portrait view version of that.
Yeah. So
it's like Clash Royale.
Yeah. It's not Swugga 2. It's not. It's like Clash Royale. It's the end of the show. Can't we? Okay.
You said it.
You said it.
Can I disappear and then still talk?
Yep.
Sephironis said it as well.
Sephironis, I'm sorry, brother.
Hey, look, I'm wearing Star Wars pants.
We gotta put you in the timeout. There we go. I had to do it.
But I will say, because I'm no longer here.
You're in timeout.
This is Force Ghost Thaddeus.
No, you're in timeout. There will be no mention of that game during this show. Okay, so we can. By
the way, Sephironis, I didn't mean to time you up for 600 seconds. I meant to time you up for 60.
Oh, did you time him up? You're only supposed to time that. Oh my God. Okay, we'll undo it. Can you undo it?
I can't undo it. I don't think.
Undo it in 15 seconds.
Well, we'll be over in about 15 seconds.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, coming up tomorrow night, Imperial Assault with Neil and Sean. We're going to be looking. Gaming Embers was able to remove the timeout. Thank you. We'll be playing Imperial Assault, the board game on Tabletop Simulator. And then we will be on Thursday, Marbles and Quack Pack with Run DMV. And then on Friday, the show where I will announce right now, scheduled to appear, is a brand new content creator who reminds me, Thaddeus, come back for a second.
Yay!
Thaddeus, this guy reminds me a lot of you.
Yeah?
He did some very, very good speculation. The way he presented it made me smile. He reminds me a lot of you. His name is Dickie Darkside, and we'll introduce you guys to him coming up this week on the Escape Pod cast.
Yeah. Excellent.
Neil, what you got coming up? You got Chain Gang stuff coming up.
Oh yeah, I've got Chain Gang stuff coming up. Obviously not tomorrow, because tomorrow is defense. But yeah, on Thursday I will have Chain Gang as I chase Kaiba. Still more than confident on my 3 alt accounts. But I need to squeeze the main account for everything it's worth. I can literally have no more mistakes, no more errors. I need full clears and wins for every single round of the final phase of the GAC. But I do have a Darth Revan.
GAC again.
Oh, for God's sakes! You can't ask me what I've got.
I just said Chain Gang. That's all I said. We didn't talk about the
GAC as well.
No, I didn't.
We're going to end the show, so we'll both serve our bands next week.
Guys, we We will see you. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Neil and I. There's a Nevrage for you. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for Imperial Assault. Thank you for watching. Be nice to each other, damn it, and remember to smile. Say it.
And stay nerdy.
Neil, push the button.
You got it, mate. Ta-ta for now, folks.
What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon... What's going on? Where the hell are we? Paris?
Thank you for pressing the self-destruct button.
Attention! This is Colonel Sanders in forward command. Abandon ship! Abandon ship! All personnel proceed to escape pods. Close down the circuits. Evacuate the city. Self-destruct mechanism has been activated. Abandon ship! Where is it? Where is it? It's gotta be here. Out of order! Even in the future, nothing works.
This ship will self-destruct in exactly 10 seconds. Counting down. 10, 9, 8, 6.
6! What happened to 7?
Just kidding. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Hello, friends. This is Thaddeus from Going Nerdy. The Escape Podcast was filmed in front of a live studio audience full of tweaked out murder bears.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.